Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at this, which is the NECA Predator 2 30th Anniversary Ultimate Armoured Lost Predator. So, as you guys know, I have been reviewing the Predators on this channel from this 30th anniversary line, and have been having lots of fun doing so, but I actually started with the Guardian. I reviewed the Guardian on this channel quite a while back, then I did the Warrior, and then the Shaman, then the Boar, and the Snake Eye. I will be doing the Ultimate Greyback / Golden Angel, however you want to call him, but just haven't had the chance to get hold of that yet, but I'm sure I will do soon, so I thought in the meantime, it's only right to go back and review the three that I actually missed. So we're going to be taking a look at this, which was the first Predator in this line of figures, and this is the Ultimate Armoured Lost Predator. So taking a look at the packaging, everything that would become standard for this line. You've got great artwork on the front, you've got Predator 2 30th Anniversary on the side, and on that side, on the top, all the legal stuff at the bottom, plus instructions showing you how to place the little batteries in. Then on the back, you've got these very awesome pictures of the figure and some shots of the figures to collect in the line, which, as you know, we've been doing for almost 3 years now, I think. And then you've got a nice description here of the Predator. Opening up the viewing window, you can see the figure very nicely displayed in the display window. And then you've also got this very nice promotional image of him there holding the sword, which is really cool. Also, do love the sort of background of the Predator ship that they've used, and they've even used the trophy diorama set to display behind the figure, which I really hope they do a re-release of. So, without any further ado, guys, let's get him out of the box. Okay, so here we have the Ultimate Borg Predator out of the box. So before we get into the figure, I'm just going to take a look at all of the accessories that he comes with. And when it comes to accessories, this Predator isn't quite as plentiful as those who would be in future releases, but we'll take a look at what comes first. So we have some interchangeable hands here, which are in the same style as the Predator. So you've got that green with the brown specks on the top, which has all been done very nicely. He comes with a hand to hold his sword, which is very cool, which we'll get onto in just a moment. And he also comes one which I like to use to hold the shuriken, which, as you can see, is based on the Alien vs Predator design, which does kind of make this one extra unique, because most of these Predators with the City Hunter body do come with the more round shuriken, but this one's got the blades on it, which is really nice. This has always been my favourite design. He does come with an interchangeable, more open-mouthed head, which looks really nice. Got those red eyes and all that detail, really good. And then he does come with his biomask, which is very cybernetic, very cyborg looking, and does look really cool. Nice soft dreads, and it does even come with a light up feature. It's quite difficult to see in this lighting. It doesn't seem to get as bright as it used to when I first got the figure, but I probably just need better batteries. But to view the batteries, you simply pop off that and you can see them in there. It has a switch that can activate the light effects. Very cool. So one of the things that really does make this Predator unique. And like I say, he does come with this sword, which is very nice. I'm guessing the red bit's meant to be like almost laser-ish or very hot, so you can slice through things. And this can actually be slotted into his I forget what they call them. The word escapes me, but you know what I mean. Into the storage bit at the back here. And it does sit in there very nicely. So we'll leave it in there for now. If you guys do wish to swap out any of the hands, very simple. You just twist it off. Try to be gentle when you're doing this. And then that will pop off. You can then take your selected hand and just try to wiggle it in till you hear the click, and there you have your alternate hand. So simple enough. So taking a look at the Predator, because that's what we're all here for, you can see that the default head sculpt is actually the closed mouth Jungle Hunter. You can see he's got his mandrels quite tucked together. There's a great video which shows why this is what the Predator's mandrels are supposed to look like, and that they started to mess them up worse and worse with each sequel, because they're actually meant to keep the mouth you know, from drying out, so that's why they really close over it. Just a fun fact there, I think that's really cool. I do really like this look, even though the open mouth is cool. Really do like this. As you can see, he is quite unique when it comes to the colour armour. It has a matte black base, I believe, with the shiny metallic blue brushed over the top, but it almost has a sort of brownness to it as well, just to give it a sort of dirty wash as well, so it looks like he's not shiny and brand new. He has been in the field a little bit. Now, I must admit, when I first saw this Predator, I really wasn't fond of the skin colour. I didn't like the dark green with the sort of red specks. You know, he looked a bit like a Christmas tree, like very Christmassy, but I must admit he is growing on me over time. And I think because a lot of the Predators in this line have been very samey, this is quite refreshing. You know, it really does stick out on the shelf and it looks very, very unique. Some also unique features is just the design of his armor. It's like nothing you'll see on any other Predator. From what I understand, this Predator is part cyborg, which is why he has all of these wires and things, so I don't know if this actually keeps him alive. But I've also noticed, and this is the first time seeing this, there is actually a web shooter sculpted into the back. Now, you can't remove it, sadly, but yeah, that's the web shooter that you would see on the side of the legs. You can see that there is a porthole to attach a web shooter, but that's just because they're using the same sculpt. Legs pretty much exactly the same as a City Hunter, except for this panel here that replaces where the disc would go, or shuriken, because that is actually sculpted onto his pouch here. So you don't come with a closed version of this, it's actually pre-sculpted on here for you. You can also see the sort of red bit here, which I'm guessing is meant to sort of emanate lighting up, and you can see that on his cannon as well. Now, the cannon is very unique, so it is actually on a ball joint here, so it goes from side to side. It can even rotate up and down, and it has this very cool mechanism that allows you to bring it forward and also rotate it slightly, and then you can actually fold it back in, and it connects there very well. So it's not like most Predator cannons. In fact, I actually really prefer this. It doesn't feel flimsy at all. I'd still be careful with it, but this is actually really sturdy. It hasn't gotten loose over time, even though I have played with it quite a bit, which is very cool. As I say, you've got all these loose cables and things here that you might just want to be a bit careful with, but mostly I've had no problems with them at all. In fact, no, I haven't had any problems with them at all. This Predator does not have wrist blade gauntlets, which actually makes him a lot easier to articulate because I'm always worried about damaging those, so it's so nice that, you know, when moving the arms, I'm not really worried about snapping anything off. As I say, he does come with his a sword display thing. I'm really annoyed that I can't remember the name of it, but your sword can be pulled in and out of there. It does slot in quite nicely, and it can be a tight fit. I find that the more you do it, the easier it becomes, but I haven't touched this guy in quite a long time, so, you know, it is a bit stiff to get through, but it can get through just fine. So overall, in terms of aesthetic, this is a very, very cool Predator. So I think we'll take a look at the articulation now. So if you guys have collected NECA Predators, you'll know what the articulation is, so I'm not going to go too much in depth, but you can look nicely far up, nicely far down, and side to side as well, and a full rotation if you want to. And I say the dreads are nice and rubbery, and this is on tight. In fact, it doesn't need to be clipped on like a lot of the other Predators, so you've no worry of knocking that off, but just be careful anyway. You can bring both of the arms right the way out, but you'll have to lift this PVC piece on this side to get this arm all the way, which is, it's nice that you can adjust it like that. You also have forward and back, but you don't want to go too far because you don't want to damage any of this or any of that. There's a full rotation on both biceps. There is a double bend, however, if you see the way this is sculpted, you will have to rotate that if you want to get the full double bend, but you can still achieve that, which is very nice. There's a full rotation at the hand, also forward and back. There is an ab crunch joint, but like I say, because it's connected to a lot of this, I don't want to force it, but you can also go from side to side and rotate that if you want to. I tend to not bother with those joints as much just because I don't want him to get really loose. You can do a full rotation at the waist, which is really nice. And then for the legs, it's, as I say, standard City Hunter. They can kick really far forward, or at least that one can. This one also can, but it's a bit stiffer. You have swivel on both of the legs, which thankfully actually works on my version. I know some people might have an issue where that will get stuck, but, you know, I've done a whole video on that. There is a very tight double bend at the knee, but you can achieve it, as you can see there. The legs are really, really tight to move, so you might just want to be careful. And then lastly, the feet are on ball joints, so you can do a full rotation, forward, back, and any which way you want. So, like I say, overall, if you know your Predator articulation, you'll know everything to expect with this guy. Also, I did manage to get his sword working better. I just had it in the wrong way. It's this way, and that slides in and out very, very well, which is cool. And like I say, I love the articulation on his cannon and how it works and how you can rotate it. It's very, very cool. You can get this guy into some awesome poses. So I thought what we'll do now is we will see what he looks like with his alternate heads on. So I think first we're going to go for the open mouth look. Now, when popping off the head, just... oh, that came off a lot easier than I thought it would. But yeah, just try and wiggle it off and pop it off like so. Then take your alternate head, brush the dreads aside if you can, because they do come quite cramped up like that. Align up with the peg hole, and then just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle it on. And I'll be back to you guys in just a moment. And here he is with the open mouth head sculpt, which I'm not going to lie, looks very, very nice. I might actually consider displaying him like this on the shelf. That's really, really cool. You've got that wonderful wet wash inside the mouth to really highlight the details. As you can see the eyes when you lift the head up. Great detail there. As I say, I'm not fond of these red areas, and I don't know, it just looks a bit artificial. I think there are Predators out there who have better skin patterns and designs, but as I said, it is growing on me over time, and it does complement the blue very, very well. So that's an awesome head sculpt. Just to compare it to the closed mouth head sculpt, as you can see, it's purely personal preference. I actually do like the closed mouth version, but that does look very, very cool. So now we're going to take a look at his cyborg head sculpt. And now here he is with his cybernetic biomask, and boy does this make this guy look like a completely different beast altogether. This is such a cool design. I love the panels and all of the different details underneath, and just activating his glow-in-the-dark eyes. Like I say, not as bright as they could be, but I have got some good photos of them when they're very bright from quite a while ago, so I'll definitely throw those in at the end of the video. But very cool feature nonetheless. And you get all the same articulation with this head as you do all of the heads, but I just think it adds a whole new level to this character. In fact, I definitely think this is how I'm going to display him, because he just looks so, so cool. It has a very sort of Transformer-esque vibe to it, or maybe Mass Effect. I don't know if you guys have ever played that. I don't know, that's just what it reminds me of, but it's so, so cool. It continues the same kind of paint pattern as the rest of the armor, so it does fit in with it really, really nicely. But this is so, so cool. Man, I'd say if you haven't got this guy in your Lost Tribe collection, or even your Predator collection, I'd highly recommend that you go out and get him. So, very, very cool. So I'd like to thank you all for watching this review. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of it. Do you like it? Do you think this Predator's worth picking up, or do you already have him in your collection? Please do let me know, guys. I love it when I get community responses. Leave a like on the video, share with friends, really help get this content out there. And thanks for all of the support that you guys give me. Really, really do appreciate it. We'll have more Predator videos coming very soon in the future. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Stay safe and happy wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.